Hello?
And Pop, how you doing?
Okay, so I was trying to hold in my laugh because when Thor read out the names, the minute Ryu was said, I heard like a sigh and I thought it was PT, and I forgot that the characters, if you idle too long on the screen, they start breathing heavily and everything. So sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm Pop.
That's amazing.
This is my third year for doing Back to Black, and I usually do Yakuza games. I'm on a break right now because I'm deciding on if I want to swap to PC or console. That's a conversation for another day, but I'm here to show you all Warriors Abyss. If you like Hades and Dynasty Warriors, this is definitely the game for you. PT, would you like to intro yourself?
Sure. I'm newly christened speedrunner PT, replacing my title of somehow fearless leader of Black and the Flash. I am now newly christened speedrunner PT, and a lot of people know me much more for my challenge runs and roguelike running, so it should come as zero shock to anyone that when I saw that this was submitted for Back to Black, I was in there like swimwear because I adore Warriors Abyss so much, and I was just very, very happy to see another Black femme that enjoys Warriors Abyss as much as I do. And I know that I've talked about it a lot with people in the community and all the ways that they've changed it, all the stuff they've added, all the kind of side pieces that they've added in there for throwbacks and references. It's super great. I'm hyped to be on this run because I'm not running it. I'm not running it. I'm commentating. I'm doing what I'm excellent at. I'm yapping. We're here to yap. That's what we're doing.
So
Darn right.
I'm doing my first run as Rachel. What's going to happen is the timer will start the minute I click yes, and I'll give the countdown. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Sensational. So I'll go ahead and do some yapping while Pop gets kicked off here. So the way that Warriors Abyss actually works is you are going to run around, and if you've ever played a Dynasty Warrior game, the appeal of a good Muso game is that you get to run around as an individual and beat the brakes off of everything and everyone around you. Same vibes, but now with a little bit of a roguelike element, because as you just saw, Pop is going to go through different waves and levels of hell in order to get upgrades, buffs, health, and many other things so that she can go forth and be the best warrior or shinobi or first general or whatever titles they have on here that she can possibly be. She's playing as a DLC character, free DLC by the way, we call that free LC. Rachel, which is from another game some of you might know. Have you heard of a Ninja Gaiden in this house? Any Ninja Gaiden enjoyers in chat? I don't know, I'm not sure. But we're playing as Rachel, and everyone here has a couple of elements and whatnot, but at the risk of yapping for too long, I wanted to give Thor some space to talk about some of the other things that are coming up, because I'm going to be talking about this a lot, and we're going to have a lot to go through in 15 minutes.
So speaking of things coming up, we've got an incentive for this run. That's right. You can select Pop's next character after this run. So make sure you get those donations. And right now, Lubu is in the lead at $457, and Ryu is at $225. But we've also got Guan Yu and Yunia. So if you want to see a specific character, make sure to put those donations in for the Bid Wars, which you can do using the donation tool as well as through the GDQ donate. But on top of that, it also pushes us towards those Sekiro incentives that we've got. It's a nice 2-for-1. Or it's a nice 2-for-1 for the milestone. So make sure you put in those donations and let us know in the comment. Do you agree with chat's choice of character? I need to know. We'd love to hear it from you. And speaking of fantastic stuff, we just got a $250 donation from He Who Am R Is Myself with no comment, but that money goes forward to Race Forward as we strive for Black excellence, and we love to see it.
So speaking of different characters that you have in the game, you might see that Pop is cycling through a bunch of crystals that have a bunch of characters. One of the most interesting and fun things about Warriors Abyss is that it scans every character across the Dynasty Warrior games. And all of them, no matter who you pick, have the opportunity to either help Pop or ultimately be the main character and beat up this guy. So what you're seeing here is that Pop is fighting the boss of the first underworld, and she's just going in. She's not even using all her broken stuff. This isn't even her final form, y'all. This is the point that you have to understand, because you can get people to help you, which is what you see with the character icons underneath the yellow bar. They all come out with their own special moves to put out damage, but they also help build your kit a la rogue roguelike style. If you've ever played something like a Dead Cells or a Rogue Legacy or even a kind of like Skull the Hero Slayer, and you know how you grab different things to build up different attributes, same idea, but the Dynasty Warrior version of it. That puts us in the second world, and like I said, we have a lot of stuff we can talk about on the screen. That yellow bar is going to be her assembly, which is going to be the super attack, and it's going to be that really big, overpowered, absolutely outrageous attack. Everyone's pictures come up, everyone gets to beat up the entire crew. It's great, it's wonderful. There's a whole screen change. People have seen it on Discord, or just like, this is absolutely out of control. We love it here, but that's going to be my next moment of talking. Thor, do you want to tell them some more about that Inner Bosses showcase? Because I think that's kind of fun, personally.
Yeah, oh my God, the Inner Bosses showcase. I mean, PT, I know me and you are huge FromSoft lovers, and the Inner Bosses in Sekiro, for those of you that don't know, are 3 of the hardest bosses in the game, the ones that really require you to know the ins and outs of the games, utilizing combat arts and more. And we actually have an incredible incentive right now that is at $250 out of $2,500 met, which I know y'all can get. I know y'all can get. But this is Inner Genichiro, this is Inner Ishin, and also, if I'm not mistaken, this is Inner Owlfather, which if you've struggled against, which I know I have,
yes,
you're gonna want to see it. Game and Musume, you know, I think they're gonna crush it. So
I think that they're gonna crush it. You're gonna want to see that showcase. As a Sekiro enjoyer, the parrying system, I know a lot of people are weird about it, but it actually slaps. And those bosses are so top tier. They're absolutely fantastic. But going back,
it doesn't just slap. It literally slaps the blade away.
You know what? Please donate to keep Thor quiet. Do not keep Thor quiet. I need them to keep working. But going back to Warriors Abyss for a hot second, we need to talk about that bit war around these characters. So as you can see here, we have Pop blasting through all the Denzians of the underworld. And I mean, Rachel just doesn't care about any of these men. She's zipping all over the place, and she's lightning element. She's got a spin to win. She's channeling her inner Garen. But when that's all done and said, we're going to have to pick another character for the second run, and that's what the bid war is for. So I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about Guan Yu, because Guan Yu is the homie. We love Guan Yu in this house. My personal pick for the bid war, if you're going to donate to it, you want to see Guan Yu. He's chill, he has a really dope outfit, and he has a spear that transcends across multiple games, because if you've ever seen a speed run, this little indie game called Lies of P, a lot of the main speed runs use Guan Yu's glaive.
And speaking of things that transcend, by the way, we just transcended $28,500 raised for the Back to Black event so far, pushing us one step closer towards those milestones and incentives. Y'all are crushing it, just like this run, Pop.
Oh my gosh, yeah, doing wonderful. So we're already on to the second boss. We're actually gonna have 4 distinct bosses here. I forget the names of them because, again, I'm not the runner and I love that for me, but I give names to everybody, and because I'm the commentator, I get to be messy. So the first one was just an ogre. This one, we call this the Flying Jerk. We don't like this man either because he's annoying, but we already have him on the ground, so that means it's gonna be quick work from here. We're just gonna do a couple of spin to wins, just completely delete that health bar, and now he's out of here. He's one of the most irritating bosses, and if you ever pick this game up, like I see people in chat talking about, that is going to be your first major wall. As you make progress through the game, you're going to find that the ogre is light work no matter what. But then once you get to the bird is when it really starts to ramp up, and then the next 2 bosses after that, you're going to see a couple of caveats and a couple of new appearances from people. But you'll get to see this a second time with a character of the chat's choice when you go to that bid war.
Dead people, leave me alone.
And speaking of people,
I hear dead people.
Speaking of people we're seeing a second time, by the way, we just got another $50 donation from He Who Am R Is Myself, saying extra $50 for first try name pronunciation. I got you.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much. This is the stuff that I like super duper enjoy, and I'm looking at chat as well saying, Guan Yu, isn't that the spear's hidden aspect in the first Hades game? Correct. Accurate. That is the hidden aspect in the first Hades. See, this is why you should go towards Guan Yu, because I know that Ryudo said you want to pursue Lu Bu, and I agree with that. Chat, I need to be honest with you. I need to make a confession. I was scared earlier. I didn't know what Ryu was going to do if I disagreed with him after the response to everybody to Candy Corn. So now I feel like I'm in a safe place. You don't want to pursue Lu Bu. Stop pursuing him. You don't want that. It's not a good life to live. It's not healthy. It's not safe. Don't pursue Lu Bu. Instead, pursue Guan Yu. Okay? I know that they sound similar, but they're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. Course correct the bid war to Guan Yu. Please and thank you.
You know, and they're going to need to do quite a bit of effort there, as Guan Yu is in third at $126 compared to Lu Bu's $457. But we still got a little bit of time, chat. This run is going to close out very soon. So if you want to get in your choice of character, make sure to do it within the next the next 5 minutes. You really don't got much time. And listen, PT, I'm right there with you. Like, you know, pursuing Lu Bu, there is a choice there.
Pursuing Lu Bu is bad business. So we are now in the third world. You've been getting trolled.
I think it's because, okay, so when I did my tech check, I self-killed, and I should have just did the full run. Because, so to skip that, they usually pop up if you die in a previous run.
Oh no! Okay, so let me explain that a little bit to chat. So the reason we keep panicking whenever the screen goes foggy like that, those are the souls of the damned. The entire premise of this game is that you are going through levels of the underworld to kill, I forget the name of the final boss. Goma. Yeah, you want to get rid of him. But as you're going down there, you get interrupted by the spirits of the damned. Now, when you're playing casually, that's not a big deal because it gives you a chance to get different cookies. So you could get like more health, or you can get additional emblems, which will help with your build, or you can get your chance at having buffs and bonuses for an entire fight. Those are really, really nice when you're playing casually. But as you can see here, because they interrupt us, they take a few seconds to load in. And after they load in, then you have to make a decision on which one you want to take, and then they're not a guarantee. Some of them are always a coin flip, some of them are always like a 1 in 3 chance, so you might even mess around and coin flip on something and lose it, which is a bad time. By the way, this is this game's version of death, which is what he's emulating. So anyway, you don't want those spirits of the damned to chase you because it's just really, really time consuming and frustrating. And it's something that Pop and I talked about when we were getting to run a range, and I said, hey, I would love to commentate this because I know this game really, really well.
And speaking of frustrations, Pop, I got to know real quick, who is your least favorite character to run in this game? Because I know we got Lu Bu, Ryu, Guan Yu, and Yumiya in the running for that character, but who's your least favorite character to run?
Least favorite? That's a tough question. Because everybody has such a unique kit that no run is the same.
Oh, okay. Well, who's the one you're most anticipating wanting to run?
For flashy stuff, Lu Bu. If I want to look cool and pretty, Yumiya. She's super fun. Also, because she's like super broken as a summon, which is why I used her on the previous boss.
All right, so chat, you know what you need to do. We need to go the opposite of Lu Bu. Okay, I'm just saying, Ryu's in a close second. We could raise, if we can get like $180 some odd, I think we could get Pop playing Ryu, right?
Wow.
Just saying, you could pursue Lu Bu.
Nowhere was Ryu even mentioned
Rachel.
in that
That's
entire
why she's
thing.
my main in this game.
I know. I know. That's exactly it. Listen.
Wow. How dare.
I'm sorry. See, chat, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do.
I'll take Lu Bu over Ryu.
Chat?
If I'm playing someone who's broken, I'll take Lu Bu.
Oh my god.
And chat, we are 90% towards that Sekiro Immortal Severance glitch run for the Sekiro milestone. And don't forget, that's a 2-for-1. You can also push towards those incentives and select Pop's character, which is going to end very, very soon. But just saying, Ryu for the win, sorry.
You know what? You're exhausting. But on the same time of that, you can donate towards the Inner Bosses Showcase, which, like I said, is going to slap. And if you donate towards that, it'll also donate towards the milestone. You're just getting all the good content. Look at all this content. Look at all this ninja and shinobi and just samurai just coded content. We have all the slaps up in here. I'm excited about it.
And it goes fast too, but if you don't want to take a step away from the action, you can use the Twitch donate charity tool to stay on stream and continue watching as you do. You never have to look away. So make sure to get in there. We are almost at $2,000 raised using that tool, and I know chat can push us towards that. Also, we have a $5 donation from Anonymous, pushing us one step closer towards that incentive.
Sorry.
Yo, they are actually cooking
They are
those. I mean, you're still doing. I can't say what I usually say, but they literally those just. And the other thing about that, chat, is those Souls of the Damned will come up, and they literally are random. It's a roguelike. Of course it's random. But this is random derogatory because we're tired of them. We don't want to talk to them anymore. They're already dead. We haven't even had to kill them. You died already. Please leave us alone. But I want to touch on something else that Pop said about the run too, is something that's really fun about this game is as you have access to all of the Dynasty Warriors, they also have a lot of DLC from other Koei Tecmo games. So you have Ninja Gaiden in there. There's the Atelier series is in there. They got a couple of other guest appearances. And it's really, really fun because everyone's kit is distinctly different. And even if you see someone's stuff and you say, oh, well, this looks kind of similar to somebody else I played, chances are they're going to be a different element because everyone has elements in the game. And then they also have their own emblem system. So, for example, Rachel has a couple of emblems to her name, such as First General, Flower of War, and Independent. And those are all there so that if you stack characters that have the similar emblems, it'll actually increase their power and open up additional special moves with them. Not that we need them because we are kind of shooting around everything right now. We're even throwing men against the glass. So I need to know what y'all are thinking about playing when you get this game. I would like to donate in donations. If I get it, I see a lot of y'all in chat talking about this game. I see a lot of y'all talking about it.
And speaking of donations, we just had another one taking us one step closer to $29,000. We just got a $10 donation from Musume saying shout out to Pop and shout out to Raceford. And you know what Musume is doing later? Musume is going to be doing that fantastic Sekiro run, which has those incentives and those milestones open right now. So anything that you put forward towards that is going to help us reach that milestone, get us one step closer towards that showcase and also that Immortal Severance glitchless run. And yeah, big shout out to Pop. It's always a pleasure having Pop on the play here. So
this particular boss is funny because it's the Bloodthirsty Warrior, but if you've played any Dynasty Warrior games, you are acutely aware of who he looks like. And then it looks like that dude, Lubu, who we've actively said you should not pursue. And as you can see here, he's also extraordinarily beefy. And cutting it close here a little bit with this boss. Yo! No, you got trolled. You got trolled. Never mind, that man's dead. Okay, we're fine. Never mind, he's dead. If you didn't catch it because Pop is going so fast, all bosses have a guaranteed shield bar that you have to get through first before you can actually do damage to them and they're in their stun state. And he recovered his shield with what had to be a literal pixel of health, forcing Pop to have to go through the shield a second time before she could actually go for the kill. But I mean, that was still less time lost than people coming in asking you got games on your phone, so.
No, the time loss was them putting 2 danger zones. One had a mission and a danger zone. It was tough.
Ooh, that is tough.
Just stacked on top of each other. Just say you hate me.
Yeah, that's nasty work. I kind of hated that entirely. I hated that on an extreme level.
I call Goma Guma
you know
because
what
he's just
we
a giant
don't
piece of slime.
You know what we don't hate though? You know what we don't hate? Some of these amazing prizes that we got going on, including we've got an amazing In My Heart print, which is a $10 donation that you can put into. If you've made any donations, make sure to put in for that amount. And also, we've also got a wonderful, wonderful $25 RPG medley print bundle, which is going on right now, that you can get entered into for a chance to win just through your donations alone. So make sure that when you're donating, you take a look at some of those prizes and also the incentives that we've got going on. Also, PT, I gotta know, for you and Pop, you both have played some Ninja Gaiden. Do y'all have any favorite characters that have taken part in any series? And
I was gonna say, well, before we do that, that was time. That was time on the Rachel run, and in terms of the Ninja Gaiden characters, it's probably just Rachel. It's just Rachel because I like not being simple. So that's why I didn't donate towards Ryu. That's why I didn't donate towards Ryu.
Well, you know what? Go on, Pop.
Who's next? Just lay it on me.
So, Pop, I'll start from the bottom here. We've got Select My Warrior, and the bid war is just about to close out here. We've got Yumiya in 4th, Guan Yu in 3rd with 151, Ryu with 285, and pursuing Lubu at 457. So it's all about the Lubus.
That wasn't at 457 before I made my spiel. Someone made that they made that donation out of spite.
Someone spitefully donated. It's okay. It's okay. No, don't get me wrong. I love Lubu in this is actually great. Lubu in this is actually great. Time will work the same. I'll select this, and then time will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
We're off.
Yeah, and so as we're watching this one in particular, chat, you'll be able to see that Lubu has the spear. We'll at least give him that credit, but he doesn't play the same as Rachel, because Rachel has her melee stuff, but she also has a blicky, so we don't talk about that part, why Rachel has a blicky. It's fine. It makes sense. It's a fictional world. Who cares? But now we're playing as Lubu, and you're going to see a lot more of those sweeping strikes that are going to be taking care of a lot of that AoE space. It's going to be doing a lot of just pokey damage, and you can just see here that Lubu, as expected, is one of the more broken characters in the game. Now, however, something we haven't talked about as well is the ability to level up characters. And Pop, you wanted to add something.
Yeah, he's not this OP naturally, so if you get this game and like, dang, why am I not one-shotting people like Pop? He's max level. I have his weapon, and his weapon is transcended, so he does a lot more damage. I think like Rachel's base damage is almost 1k, Lubu's base damage is over 1k, I think, because they all have like different damages. Or damage levels.
So you can level up your characters more or less, and you can unlock more characters as you go. And it has a lot of high replay value as well. I remember when we first started this game, when it came out, I want to say last year, or give or no, it might be almost coming up on its 2-year anniversary. It was real hard. Oh, is it 1 year?
Yep, next year will be the 1-year anniversary, and they are doing a Dynasty Warrior Origins and Warriors Abyss collab. So that DLC will be coming out for their anniversary.
I love that to pieces. I love that so much. And yeah, you have to put some hours in this, but like I said, the replay value is super fun. And even for me, I have like maybe 50% of the file that Pop does, and I'm already hitting the point where my runs went from taking the upward part of wiping after an hour to I can guarantee a clear in about 25 minutes. But that is why I am not the one running. Pop is the one running, just like how y'all ran that bid war, but now you're going to be running towards the Inner Bosses Showcase, which I would love some donations or some updates on that, Thor.
Absolutely. We just got one $25 donation from Sadistic Kitten saying, you got this, Pop. Show those souls who's bald. And the bald train continues, chat. Can we get some more bald donations? Because it seems like y'all are loving the baldness here. Also, we got a $15 donation from Shigure0518_ with no comment, but that money is going towards Race Forward, which allows us to transform the policies, institutions, and culture that impact our daily lives, ensuring that every person has power and resources to thrive. To learn more about the charity, check out www.raceforward.org. And remember, you can use the Twitch charity tool to donate, get some prizes, and also take a look at those incentives. We also are, once again, have that Inner Bosses Showcase for Sekiro coming up. So make sure you donate towards that. And also the 2-for-1 with the Immortal Severance Glitchless Showcase, which I need to see.
Yeah, the Immortal Severance Glitchless thing is actually going to be an upgrade, because right now what Musume is doing is Shura Glitchless, and if you've never seen Sekiro before, Shura is the bad ending of the game, which means that she's going to get to the end of the game, and she's going to talk to the Owlfather and decide to maintain the code, which means that she's going to choose to become a demon and go on a killing spree. If you go for the milestone, which you absolutely should, especially considering we are $379 away from $29,000, which means we'll be 2.5 away from that milestone. If you go for the Immortal Severance Showcase, then what's going to happen there is you tell Owlfather you do not want to uphold the code, you fight him instead, and then you go for the good ending, which is another 20 minutes of content on the game. And all I'm saying is that always go for more Sekiro. Always
And
go
speaking
for
of
second row.
always going for something, every single dollar goes towards Race Forward, and every dollar counts. So make sure you get those donos in, and make sure you tell us what you're looking forward to for tonight, as well as those bald puns. You know, we love them.
God, I can't believe that the ball puns are actually still going. Like that actually is impressive. No, get out of here. Why?
So, funny story.
Why?
So what
Lubu's
just
the only
happened?
character where I've never gotten Memories of the Dead. My first practice run with him, every level in the phase was Memories of the Dead.
God darn.
These people were coming to get their lick back.
But you didn't even do it. Why is this your fault?
Because I'm playing as Lubu.
But why are you in it?
I don't know. It was a very
They're
painful
hard.
experience. But fortunately, that run didn't go too far over, and it was only like 17 minutes when I was practicing. But I mean, Cypher and Bees were in VC when I was practicing, and I kind of crashed out. I'm just like the entire time, I'm like, shut up, dead people. And Bees is just like, Pop has completely lost it.
Oh no, not shut up, dead people. So now we're back on Magador. Oh my god, that actually is absurd. I don't think I've seen that move. I am clearly not that far ahead yet. Actually, I think you might have used somebody that I don't have unlocked yet, which is another higher tier person, because I'm looking at your character listing as well. By the way, Pop has health and stuff, and I just haven't bothered talking about it because that would imply that Pop is taking hits. So, but I can talk about these relics here really fast. You get 3 relics at the end of every world level that allow you to kind of beef up your run and make it a little bit more interesting. Some of the relics will do things like guarantee give you extra emblems for agility or certain elements. Some of them will guarantee you that every phase is going to be able to have like a peach tree, which will give you more health, or some of them will actually make your game harder and in turn give you more power level. The power level is something that you don't see a lot of in this run because, I mean, you can just see the death happening. The death is occurring on the screen. You could just say it's over 9,000 and it would get the point. But also some of these numbers can get into the millions, so it's always going to be over 9,000. If you're clearing under 9,000, that's just a challenge run.
I mean, the person
So is
who's
this a
clearing under
challenge
9,000 is Krillin with the bald.
I typically ignore the BP because it has no effect on the run. And on the treasures, so in Rachel, I was hoping to get Compass because, I don't know if you just saw, but I had the 2 reds and then like the mission on the side. If I have Compass, I can bypass, I get the 4th option, so I don't have to, and usually when I have Compass, I don't have to worry about RNG screwing me over, and unfortunately, Rachel got the rough end of the stick. Lubu has there's a treasure that's just for Lubu, and it's named after his horse, red hair. I don't use it in the run because it gives you nothing but danger zones. It's just guaranteed danger zones. And even though he could clear it, I didn't feel comfortable trying to do that.
Speaking of treasures, are you excited for some of the prizes, PT? Because I know I saw a $5 prize incentive for the Artorias charm. Are you excited for that?
I have yet to encounter the man Artorias himself in the base game. I've seen him plenty in Night Rain, but I do enjoy that. I personally just have some bias for the ones that I might have contributed because that Cuphead blanket is actually super soft. It is super soft and it's way warmer than you would expect because a lot of people look at fleece throws or fleece blankets and it's like, oh, you just kind of throw it on your legs when you're sitting on the couch reading a book or something. No, you could actually take a nap under that bad boy. It is so freaking soft. It is so soft. And it is a sub $20 donation to get into that.
And not only that, like, it's a blanket I can cry under the fact that I can't do what Gaming Musume is going to do later with the inner bosses prize because I still can't do that well. And speaking of which, we are at $28,746, Chad. We are just $254 away from being able to make it to $29,000, which brings us very close to our milestone. So make sure to get that in. We're 91% of the way there. And we also have a $25 donation from Webhook with no comment. But thank you for pushing that money towards Race Forward to help better the lives of people. Thank you so much.
So I see some comments in chat here from Zealousy. Did we mention the Atelier characters in the Divis? We did. We mentioned how Atelier Riser, Atelier Sophie, and I think there's one more that's in here.
She was in the Bid War.
She was in the Bid War. Yeah, I haven't played the Atelier characters yet because I'm afraid they're going to be broken and I'm going to like them. Those characters are in here and they're super fun. And then I also saw a comment about, where'd it go? I think the chat's moving. They talk and they're having too much of the time. Oh, speaking of blankies, how do I get one of those Tantrum Joy blankies? Well, If you hit exclamation point Tantrum in chat, it'll take you to the Back to Black store that Tantrum has up. And let me tell you, that Tantrum with the CRT on the pink, she kind of hits. She kind of hits. She being the blanket, not Joy, because Joy goes by they, them. But the blanket, she kind of hits. I have the, I already have the tumbler, and I've been using it here in the studio, and it's super cute, and I love her, and it's delightful. And yes, as Adam said, play the Atelier games. They're super fun. They are super fun.
Just saying, the thing that I love, you know I'm a mug fan, obviously. Those mugs are fire. They're so good.
Yes.
Oh, I ordered one, and I cannot wait for it to arrive, because Joy's just too adorable on there.
Oh my God, that art came out so well. Yeah, the Joy mugs and the Joy blankets are super cute. And then I actually had a friend from Frame Fatales, mention how they just got their journal today. And the journal, the hardcover, is real heckin' soft. It has a nice feel to it, and it's real good for holding your notes. Notes are nifty. This way you don't have to always do sticky notes, Thor.
Yeah, listen. Ash Said Hi got me using journals, and I might have to pick one of those up because my current journal is almost full. And, you know, just the prices are really good, and the art is amazing on there. So you're going to want to decorate that. Like, it's so much fun.
And yes, Zealousy, we tried not to pursue Lubu, but chat had other plans, so we did more than pursue Lubu. We became Lubu. And I don't know how to feel about that. Now that I've said it out loud, I feel kind of cursed.
Well, you know what? You can pursue instead of Blue Boo, you can pursue that Inner Bosses Showcase. Maybe that'll take you away from some of that curse, because right now we are $355 out of $2,500, 14% of the way there. We are gaining momentum, and that also pushes us towards that milestone for that Immortal Severance Showcase, which, you know, I want. Sure, ending is always fun, but obviously.
And the bosses, the inner bosses, I think is like worthwhile to highlight that these are the hardest bosses in the game. I remember going through my Sekiro playthrough live, and hold on a second. They're not, okay, you at least got an easy one to deal with there. Those were dead people that offer food. I feel like we can make an exception for them.
No.
But when I did my Sekiro run, I remember that I got to the, I forget what it is. It's a spoiler, but I'll say for you, Thor, it's the final boss that transforms. It's the Demon of Hatred. There we go.
Yep.
The Demon of Hatred was the one boss that took me 2 hours to kill. And I was just like, this is rough business. But I also just kept losing it to silly, silly mistakes. And Musume is going to be doing stuff that's harder than that. And if anyone's been on a Soulsborne streamer's channel to watch them play the games, you know that if they're saying it's hard and people are going for the harder stuff, it's serious business, TM. So you're definitely going to want to get into that.
I'll just say it took me 37 and a half hours to beat base Ishin. Inner Ishin, it took me a while, but we got it in the end. But Inner Ishin took me even longer. So like watching somebody do that for a showcase, oh my god, like forehead sweat meme insert here, because that's a tough one. And don't even get me started on Demon of Hatred. Okay, Flame Umbrella for the win. All I'm saying.
Gosh. The Flame Umbrella is out of control. But as you can see here, we have more going on with Lubu running around with people and just sweeping through everything, grabbing more of those agility emblems. I forget if is he base agility? I think he's one of the few people that has 4 emblems to start.
Yeah, him and Ryu are the only two that have 4 emblems. Out the gate. Out the gate. Almost said out the gate.
Out the something. You're just making up words now. You are just making up the words now.
And chat, do y'all think we can get to $29,000 before the end of this run? We are so close. We are just $244 away from that 28,009 from that
29,000.
I can speak. I'm a professional. But yes, chat, we're just $244 away from $29,000. So get in those donos, and remember, we got some exciting runs coming up tonight.
I think that chat can get to 29,000 before we finish this run, which is coming up pretty soon, because after this, we're going to go fight Goma again, which I agree with Pop. It's just a really big blob tentacle monster, but it can't be a game I like and not have at least one tentacle monster. That's just kind of like the deep lore of it all. I can't really combat it. But I think that we can get to it. I believe that we can go in there. We also have a couple of those other bit wars open for things like Sonic versus Mario, which will go towards that digital art bumble by Yeti. We already saw earlier how fast LLK can make some high quality art.
And speaking of which,
but what if,
go on.
In those bit wars, the winners get a bundle piece from LLK added.
And
more high quality LLK art.
Speaking of which, is now a good time for a dono. We got one dono, $10 from Petty saying, I'm not sure if I can handle this many cool folks on the mic at the same time, but I'm doing my best. Also putting my $10 towards Sonic, who's so cool that I begged my parents for a Mega Drive for 4 years, and then my life never was the same again as it brought me here. Keep up the good work, everyone. Petty, thank you so much for that $10 towards Race Forward. And also, we just got $100 from Fierce Wolf saying, okay, finally tore myself away from the new Rabbit and Steel content. Time to get cozy. Hope y'all are too. Let's get some more Sekiro and go fast. And the donations are just pouring in with another $100 dono from I Like Cake with the comment hype. And we are now at $28,861, chat. Just $139 away from 29,000.
Oh my gosh, I believe in us, chat. Although that should be, I think we are closing up. There we go. Why are you so aggressive with the time?
Because they're dying so slow. They take 11 seconds to die. You do not need to pass away that long. I'm sorry.
That's such a metal comment to be like, you're taking too long to pass away. Like, what are the things that are happening here? What does it mean? But I agree with Pop though, because it is like kind of painful. Like they die and then they have to make groaning noises. There's a flash and then you have to wait for them to melt into the floor. And it's like, I just want to leave.
I wish I had, you know what? I need a character with a flamethrower just so you die quicker.
You know what? That was, I mean, you know what? You made those enemies die quicker, and that was such a fantastic run. I gotta ask, where can people watch you complete runs even quicker than that? And what are you working on next? And you as well, PT, of course. Please tell us where they can find you, what you're doing, and what you're up to next.
I am PopNoTarts on all platforms, including Blue Sky. Now, before you ask about that, I am the incoming co-lead for Black in the Flash, and I made a Blue Sky because Black in the Flash has a Blue Sky account over there. That's why I have one now, so if you follow me over there, it's just going to be like speedrunning and Black in the Flash stuff. If you want the memes and stuff, Twitter, Instagram, all those good places are good to go. Currently working on Game Blast is coming up at the end of this month, and as always, I am Team Sega, and Thor, if you don't mind me like spilling this early, Thor and I will, for our 6th year friend anniversary, we are bringing back our Sonic Adventure 2 race. I'll be on mouse and keyboard, cursed, yes, I know, and Thor will be on their potato controller. Yeah. PT, take it away.
Saying you'll be on mouse and keyboard is cursed, and then following that by saying, so by the way, they're playing on potatoes is diabolical work.
I don't remember the camera button on keyboard, so.
That's diabolical work. But yes, hi, I've been PT. I actually, you're not done with me yet. You're going to deal with me for a little bit longer here as I play, or not even play. I'll be not running and commentating another game here in just a moment. That is also something that I have a little bit of a soft spot for. I also am working the event. I run it here, so I'm not outroing yet. I'm not going to outro yet.
Well, everybody, you heard it here. But with that being said, we're going to be getting ready for we're going to be getting ready for a lot more runs in just a few here. But Pop, PT, fantastic job. And on we move forward. And I guess you could say we race forward. So we're going to get ready for that next run. But sit back, relax, make sure to go hydrate. And everybody, we'll see you in just a few as we get ready for our next run.